The late 18th century saw a curious imbalance. Europe craved Chinese goods, and this craving was not just a passing fancy, but a deep-seated desire that permeated all levels of society. Silk, porcelain, and especially tea were in high demand. These items were not merely luxuries but had become essential commodities in European households, symbolizing status and sophistication. But China, under the Qing dynasty, wanted little from the West. The Chinese economy was largely self-sufficient, and the Qing dynasty officials saw no need for European goods, which they considered inferior. They preferred payment in silver. Silver was the lifeblood of the Chinese economy, and it was the only foreign currency they accepted, creating a significant trade imbalance. This system, with its single port of Canton for foreign trade, suited China. The Canton system allowed the Qing government to control and regulate foreign trade strictly, ensuring that the flow of silver into China remained steady. For Britain, it was a drain on their silver reserves. The continuous outflow of silver to China was unsustainable, leading to a financial crisis that threatened the British economy. British merchants struggled to find goods China desired. Despite their best efforts, British products were consistently rejected by Chinese officials, who saw little value in them. The demand for tea, a new national obsession in Britain, was insatiable. Tea had become a cultural phenomenon, with tea shops springing up across the country, and tea drinking becoming a daily ritual for many. The East India Company, a powerful trading corporation, held a monopoly on trade with Asia. They were the primary conduit for the flow of tea from China to Britain, and their influence was immense. They desperately needed a solution to the silver problem. The depletion of silver reserves was a pressing issue, and the East India Company was under immense pressure to find an alternative. Their answer would have devastating consequences. The decision to trade opium for silver would lead to widespread addiction in China, social upheaval, and eventually the Opium Wars, altering the course of history forever. Opium, a highly addictive narcotic, offered a way out. For centuries, opium has been known for its potent effects, both medicinal and recreational. Its allure was undeniable, and its impact profound. Grown in British India, it had a ready market. The fertile lands of India under British colonial rule became the epicenter of opium cultivation. Farmers toiled in the fields harvesting the poppy sap that would soon be transformed into a powerful drug. Though used medicinally in China, recreational use was rising. In traditional Chinese medicine, opium was valued for its pain-relieving properties. However, as the 19th century progressed, its recreational use began to overshadow its medicinal benefits, leading to widespread addiction. The East India Company, seeing an opportunity, began smuggling opium into China. The company, driven by profit, orchestrated a vast smuggling network, ensuring a steady flow of opium into Chinese ports, despite the Chinese government's efforts to curb the trade. By the early 19th century, the trade exploded. The opium trade routes expanded, connecting British India to China and beyond. Ships laden with opium sailed regularly, fueling an ever-growing demand. Chinese demand for opium soared. Opium dens became commonplace in Chinese cities, where people from all walks of life gathered to indulge in the drug. The once occasional indulgence turned into a daily necessity for many. Silver now flowed out of China, paying for the drug. The Chinese economy, which had been strong and self-sufficient, began to hemorrhage silver, destabilizing its financial system. The balance of trade shifted dramatically in favor of the British. The once strong Chinese economy faltered. Millions became addicted. Villages that once thrived on agriculture and trade fell into poverty. The widespread addiction crippled the workforce, leading to a decline in productivity and economic stability. The social fabric of China began to unravel. Families were torn apart as addiction took hold. Social gatherings, once filled with joy and camaraderie, became somber as the effects of opium addiction became evident. What began as a solution to a trade imbalance became a crisis. The British had sought to correct their trade deficit with China by exporting opium, but the consequences were far-reaching and devastating. The opium crisis marked a dark chapter in the history of international trade.
We saw the opportunity. British merchants and officials recognized the immense profits to be made from the opium trade. They negotiated tirelessly, ensuring that the flow of opium into China remained uninterrupted. The demand for opium was immense. The Chinese market's insatiable appetite for opium drove the trade to unprecedented heights. Fields of opium poppies stretched as far as the eye could see, each one a testament to the booming trade. It was a solution to our silver problem, but at what cost? The British had solved their trade imbalance, but the human and social costs were staggering. The opium trade left a legacy of addiction, economic turmoil, and social disintegration that would be felt for generations.
Opium addiction ravaged China. From peasants to officials, the drug took hold. Productivity plummeted, silver shortages crippled the economy. The Qing court, once strong, seemed powerless. The very fabric of Chinese society was threatened. Moral outrage grew. Confucian values emphasizing family and hard work were under assault. The emperor, facing internal unrest and economic turmoil, could no longer ignore the crisis. Drastic action was needed. A champion would emerge, tasked with ending the opium trade.
Our lives were torn apart, families broken, livelihoods lost. The poison was everywhere and no one seemed able to stop it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
The opium trade. This carte blanche allowed Lin to implement his strategies with full authority, knowing that he had the emperor's full support.
I will not rest until our people are free from this poison. Lin Zexu's personal commitment to the cause was unwavering. He saw the opium trade as a moral and social evil that had to be eradicated. His determination was fueled by a deep sense of duty to his country and his people. Lin's resolve became a rallying point for those who supported the anti-opium campaign. The opium trade must end, no matter the cost. Lin Zexu's mission was clear, and he was prepared to face any challenge to achieve it. The stakes were high, and the consequences of failure were dire. But Lin's resolve was unshakable. He was determined to see his mission through to the end, regardless of the obstacles in his path.
The British were outraged. They saw Lin's actions as an attack on their property and trade rights.
The British government, influenced by powerful merchants and the East India Company, demanded compensation and free trade in China. Diplomacy failed. War was inevitable. In 1839, the First Opium War began. British warships, superior in firepower and technology, easily defeated the outdated Chinese navy. Coastal cities fell. The Qing court, shocked by the ferocity of the attack, seemed paralyzed. Section 6. The Unequal Treaty. By 1842, China faced defeat. The Treaty of Nanking, the first of the unequal treaties, was imposed.
It was a humiliating blow to the once mighty Qing dynasty. China was forced to cede Hong Kong to Britain and open 5 ports to foreign trade.
The treaty also imposed a huge indemnity on China. The Kohong system, which had regulated trade, was abolished. Tariffs were fixed at low rates, benefiting foreign imports. The treaty marked a turning point in Chinese history, the beginning of a century of humiliation at the hands of foreign powers. Section 7. A second humiliation. The First Opium War did not quench British ambitions. Seeking further concessions and fueled by the continued opium trade, Britain, joined by France, launched the Second Opium War in 1856. This time, the assault was even more devastating.
Beijing itself fell to the foreign armies. The magnificent summer palace, a symbol of imperial power, was looted and burned. The Treaty of Tianjin, even harsher than the Treaty of Nanking, was imposed. The opium trade was legalized, more ports were opened, and foreigners gained greater access to China's interior.
Section 8. China's Century of Shame. The Opium Wars marked the beginning of what China calls the Century of Humiliation.
Weakened and humiliated, China faced internal rebellions and foreign exploitation. Western powers carved out spheres of influence, controlling trade and extracting resources.
China's once proud empire was reduced to a semi-colonial state. The Opium Wars exposed the technological and military weaknesses of the Qing dynasty. They also fueled Chinese nationalism and a desire for reform and modernization. Section 9. A Global Legacy. The Opium Wars had far-reaching consequences. They reshaped the global balance of power, accelerating the decline of the Qing dynasty and the rise of Western imperialism. They also left a legacy of bitterness and resentment in China. The wars highlighted the dangers of unbridled greed and the devastating consequences of addiction. They serve as a cautionary tale about the use of military force for economic gain and the importance of understanding the complex interplay of culture, trade, and power in international relations.